the more that we empower families to support their students, um, the easier it is for them to do so. And that just reduces their reliance on IT support, which, can delay the support for a couple of hours or a day or so, versus you could probably resolve the issue in a couple of minutes if you know that there's a problem. And that's what Hubble IQ really makes visible for the end user, which was invisible before. I'm currently the Vice President of Technology at Achievement First, and I oversee the day-to-day operations of the IT support, the networking cloud infrastructure teams for the cloud district. I am responsible for ensuring that things from Chromebook staff laptops are performing to the expected standard of our students and faculty, to being responsible for ensuring that the network, the wiring, and the wireless that is working and operational in the schools themselves are operating as well. Within the context of the pandemic, we've also been responsible for ensuring that the cloud services that our students are relying on, such as Zoom and Google, are operating to the best of their ability, and working with vendors to address those challenges. So, Achievement First is a high performing charter school district located in New York, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. We strongly believe that every child, regardless of socioeconomic status or zip code, deserves a strong and high quality education. We primarily work with Black, Latinx, and children from low income families who will be the first in their families to graduate college. We are one of the largest charter school districts in the country, right after KIP and Uncommon, and we are really forward looking in terms of the things that we want to prepare our kids for the future, and a lot of that is relying upon technology in some capacity. So, over the course of the pandemic, the IT technology team at Achievement First has been building a sort of tool set of things that we can use to kind of identify problems and issues that our kids are having when they are at home and away from the school. Because obviously, when they're in the school district, we kind of have a standard for the internet quality that they will have, and we can easily get access to their computers and stuff like that. So in that tool set, we've built, how to monitor their Chromebooks, how to monitor their Zoom programs, all that kind of stuff. But we did not have visibility into what was the quality of their internet at wherever they were located. We were working with a lot of assumptions and presumptions, but not a lot of hard data to back that up. So we went to search for a solution that could make that visible to us so that we can start making informed decisions or start providing better assistance to our families so that they can address the challenges that are impacting their students' ability to have a good education at home. Honestly, I we had a discussion about some ways in which we can get better visibility into the network of our students at home, and I just went to the Chrome Web Store because we're primarily a Chrome OS Chromebook shop, and we needed something. Whatever solution we found had to work with Chrome. So the first place I went to was a Chrome Web Store, and just look up like remote. Um, remote speed test or something like that. And Hubble IQ was one of the first ones that kind of popped up. So I worked with it I worked with the personal version, or the version that is kind of quote unquote free on the Chrome Web Store, and was impressed by the amount of information, the clarity of the information, the ease of use for a potential non-tech person. And I thought, oh, okay, it we this works well for in a personal usage, but what we're really interested in is more of the, like, how can you possibly deploy this to a district in more one-to-one kind of situation that I kind of looked at. So I reached out via the support or whatever channel, and the guidance through the potential for the platform and what the platform was currently capable of at that time was both helpful, and I appreciated the transparency and the willingness of the um, Kayvon and Belinda to really roll up their sleeves and kind of hear the things that we needed as a school district to really make this platform shine and be useful for our situation. As we are engaging with specific scholars, specific students that are having trouble with their Zoom performance in their schools, we've used HubbleIQ to kind of like be the stopgap to see like if they've had a history of performance, because the way that we did it was we deployed HubbleIQ via the Chrome dashboard first, waited a few days, and then uh, use that initial data to at least get a baseline for the students. So we're able to use that baseline, see that kind of historical data, and then determine if it is a if it is a performance issue with their network, or if there is some hardware, something at play that is causing this problem. So Hubble IQ has really allowed us to have a more holistic view of our environment from this pretty much close to what we would have if the student was in person with us, and that's been very helpful in terms of being able to um, have more definitive answers to what may be happening to a particular student rather than hypothesis. So the longer term results that we are anticipating are around being able to really nail down if a particular student is having consistent problems, and being able to provide them with the support via the Hubble IQ reference guides and stuff like that that really tell them like, hey, get closer to your wireless, get closest plug in if necessary. Here are some tools and tips that you can provide, because the more that we empower families to support their students, um, the easier it is for them to do so. And that just reduces their reliance on IT support, which, can delay the support for a couple of hours or a day or so, versus you could probably resolve the issue in a couple of minutes if you know that there's a problem. And that's what Hubble IQ really makes visible for the end user, which was invisible before. So it makes visible what was invisible before. It really empowers the end user to make decisions that in real time, rather than waiting for an IT professional, an IT associate to really can give them guidance on some of the basic stuff they can do to kind of resolve their issue. I would say it has been an outstanding experience. This is a team that's really dedicated to the mission of making their product better and more informative and responsive to the needs of the customer. For us, the thing that we've been really looking for is a way to search. We have literally thousands of students, so a way to search for those students, and then also a way to kind of as we look towards the FCC enlisting or allowing some service providers to provide discounts to low income families who are our primary families that we work with, being able to see like what are the ISPs that our families are working with, and then we can kind of focus and give them guidance on how to work and get discounts and whatever from those providers as well. So the fact that they listened to us and the fact that they implemented that kind of functionality that again allows us to then take that information and do some make it actionable has been a really big relief. And I just, as a technology person, as a person who works in education, just being able to work with a partner who understands the urgency by which we are operating on, and the just the importance of a simple thing like an internet speed test or a quality of speed test. It's really kind of the quality of life in this remote learning environment, and anything that helps us improve that quality of life, which is what Hubble IQ is definitely doing, is definitely an asset, and the people that come along and support that are assets as well.